the vastness of Asgard, where the glimmering light dances upon golden halls, Sigrun floated like a wisp of mist, guiding a new soul through the ethereal gates of Valhalla. Air was thick with an aura of bravery and valor, echoing with the spirits of fallen warriors who had fought nobly in life. He gently grasped Fjordis by the hand, leading her into the heart of Odin's majestic hall. Valhalla's architecture loomed around them, a grand spectacle that inspired awe in every soul that entered. Towering pillars adorned with intricate carvings rose high into the vaulted ceiling, each telling stories of legendary battles and heroic deeds long past. Golden shields lined the walls, their polished surfaces catching glimmers of light and reflecting a kaleidoscope of colors across the marble floor. Every step taken echoed softly, as if reverberating with gratitude for those who had fought valiantly before. The entrance stood Heimdall, his presence imposing yet warm. His eyes sparkled like precious gems, keenly scanning each newcomer to ensure their worthiness. He welcomed Fjordis with an approving nod, recognizing her fierce spirit even before she spoke a word. It was said that Heimdall could hear grass growing and see for miles across realms. His vigilance ensured only those deemed valiant would pass through Valhalla's gates, and felt Fjordis' pulse quicken as they stepped further inside. This was a place where legends were born, anew a sanctuary for heroes readying themselves for Ragnarok, the final confrontation between gods and giants. Whispers filled the air as echoes from countless souls shared tales of courage and valor. It was a chorus celebrating life even after death. They made their way deeper into Valhalla's embrace. Sigrun took note of her companion's wonderment, mingled with trepidation. He understood this moment all too well. The transition from life to afterlife could be both exhilarating and daunting for those unaccustomed to their new reality. Here you will find comfort, Sigrun whispered gently to Fjordis, her voice soothing like summer rain on parched earth. This hall is not merely where you rest, but also where you reclaim your strength. Fjordis looked up at Sigrun with wide eyes filled with uncertainty, yet sparkled with determination. Her spirit thrummed with memories of battle cries echoing in her ears, and comrades falling beside her amidst chaos. But now she was free from earthly burdens. As they approached the banquet area, bathed in warm golden light, noticed other fallen warriors congregating together, spirited individuals who once faced grim fates, but now shared laughter and camaraderie under Valhalla's watchful gaze. It did her that bonds formed in battle transcended beyond mortal life. Here lay connections waiting to rekindle. With each passing moment within these hallowed walls came reassurance. Even though Ragnarok loomed ahead on distant horizons, filled with darkness and uncertainty, here among fellow warriors existed hope, a promise that they would rise once more alongside one another when called upon by Odin himself. Fjordis caught sight of magnificent feasting tables, laden with roasted meats glistening under fragrant herbs. Goblets overflowing with mead beckoned invitingly to weary throats craving solace after struggle endured in life's battles long. Forgotten, boldened by Sigrun's presence beside her, and fueled by burgeoning excitement brimming within Valhalla's enchanting atmosphere, Fjordis felt herself begin to transcend fear toward purpose, fulfilled amongst fellow heroes while waiting patiently until Odin summoned them forth again. The adventure had just begun for Fjordis, a journey woven intricately among legend-making companions in this sacred realm, where glory awaited beyond every shimmering corner, illuminated by flickering torchlight, as the sun dipped below the horizon. The grand hall of Valhalla transformed into a tapestry of flickering shadows and golden light. A long table that stretched across the room was adorned with an abundance of food and mead, each dish a testament to the glory of the fallen warriors gathered within, and floated gracefully among them, her ethereal presence a calming balm for those who had just arrived. Feast commenced with laughter and tales echoing through the vast space, filling it with warmth that contrasted sharply against the chill of death's embrace. Odin sat at the head of the table, his silver beard gleaming like starlight as he raised his goblet high. His voice boomed through the hall, a mixture of authority and kindness, as he spoke words that resonated deep within each warrior's heart. "Welcome, brave souls, you have fought valiantly in life, and now you shall feast in glory. Here in Valhalla you are reborn. Rejoice in your strength and share your tales, for tonight we honor your valor." Sigrun watched as Fjordis leaned closer to her comrades, her eyes bright with excitement. This spirited warrior woman had already begun weaving her stories into the fabric of their gathering. With every word, she spoke about her final stand, how she faced overwhelming odds, yet never faltered. The admiration among her fellow warriors swelled like tides beneath a full moon. Moved quietly through clusters of hushed conversations, listening intently to fragments of life before battle, a tapestry woven from loss and bravery alike. Each soul carried their own story, one a fierce berserker whose rage lit fires on distant shores, another a noble knight whose compassion softened even hardened hearts. Amidst this vibrant exchange was Freya's watchful gaze. She glided among them too, guiding Sigrun with knowing smiles and gentle nods. The goddess understood how vital these connections were as they prepared for Ragnarok. Moments like this, old friendships rekindled alongside new alliances forged over shared memories. As mead flowed freely, Sigrun felt a whispering urge to weave wisdom into their revelry. He approached Fjordis during a lull in conversation, her presence drawing attention without overshadowing it. "Every tale holds lessons," Sigrun gently reminded Fjordis. "Her bravery inspires others not only to fight, but also to embrace hope when darkness looms." Fjordis nodded earnestly, feeling buoyed by both praise and purpose amidst newfound companions, eager to rally around shared ideals. More Odin commanded silence from those gathered. His presence demanded respect, yet exuded warmth like sunlight breaking dawn after a stormy night. He began spinning tales from ages, past stories, filled with legendary battles where gods clashed against giants. Heroes rose against tyranny, their echoes reverberating still within these sacred walls. With each tale told by Odin's booming voice came bursts of laughter, followed by poignant silences, where warriors reflected deeply upon their lives, lost to battle's cruel hand, the weight of sorrow, mingling harmoniously with joy for having survived long enough to gather here together once again. Night unfurled its star-studded cloak overhead outside Valhalla's gilded doors. Camaraderie grew stronger amongst these fallen champions, a reminder that even after death, bonds could be formed anew through shared experiences, shaped by valorous paths, walked before arriving at this hallowed ground. Listened thoughtfully as echoes around her softened into whispers, voices intertwined like threads in an intricate design, bonds, forged not merely through combat, but understanding too, a legacy destined to endure long past simple. Feasting nights amidst fleeting shadows, cast upon stone walls, bearing witness throughout eternity. Us unfolded an evening, wrapped tightly in dreams spun from ancient yarns woven together over cups brimming with mead under soft candlelight, an evening marking not just beginnings, but connections destined to flourish until called forth. More when Ragnarok beckoned them all toward destiny beyond imagined limits. Night deepened in Valhalla. The great hall buzzed with a palpable energy, a symphony of laughter and shared stories echoing through the golden expanse. Fallen warriors, each marked by their unique valor, gathered in small clusters, their spirits rekindled by the warmth of camaraderie, and floated gracefully among them, her presence a calming balm as they reminisced about their lives before death. Fjordis found herself encircled by an eager audience. Her tale of bravery captivated those around her. With every word she spoke, the intensity of her last battle unfolded like a tapestry woven from threads of fear and courage. Counted how she had faced overwhelming odds, how her heart raced as she charged into the fray, sword raised high against countless foes. Her voice rose and fell like waves upon the shore, pulling her listeners into the vivid moments that had defined her life. Other warriors listened intently, their eyes alight with admiration for Fjordis' indomitable spirit. Among them were fierce berserkers who had fought tooth and nail for every breath and noble knights who had stood resolute against tyranny. Each soul resonated with Fjordis' strength in their hearts. They felt echoes of their own battles long past and watched this gathering unfold with quiet satisfaction. He understood all too well that these connections were vital to preparing for what lay ahead during Ragnarok, a unity forged not just in death, but in shared experiences that transcended time and space. This sacred hall, where dreams mingled with destiny, bonds formed could very well be what they needed to face impending doom together. Fjordis concluded her story with an impassioned declaration of unwavering loyalty to her comrades in arms, a promise that they would fight together again. When Odin summoned them, applause erupted among the fallen warriors. Cheers rang out as mead-filled goblets clinked together in celebration of courage and resilience. This moment of connection and elation felt a surge of hope ripple through the air around them, a reminder that even amidst uncertainties looming on horizon lines, painted darkly by fate's hand, remained light within these walls, filled with honor and valor. Rhea stepped forward, then the goddess radiating grace and poise, as she raised her goblet high towards Fjordis and offered praise for such inspiring tales being shared among warriors destined to rise once more. Rare occasion when Freya graced Valhalla's halls during feasts. Thus recognition from one so revered only served to embolden spirits further. With laughter still ringing sweetly across gilded tables, laden heavy under sumptuous delicacies, felt something shift within herself, a gentle reminder that while each warrior carried burdens etched deep into memory's fabric, here existed solace born from friendship blossoming anew amid twilight shadows cast over Asgard itself. Feast continued late into the night. Songs filled with longing echoed off marble walls while flickering torchlight danced joyfully upon resilient faces, now transformed through kindred ties, formed over memories cherished dearly before, slipped away like grains through fingers grasping at sand. As revelry persisted beyond star-speckled skies outside Valhalla's, embraced Sigrun couldn't shake feelings stirring inside like restless winds teasing branches swaying overhead. A quiet reflection emerged within. Prepare was essential, but equally necessary was understanding why camaraderie mattered most when confronted by fate itself on paths entwined toward destiny, yet untold. Thus she resolved silently to nurture these connections amongst all in heroes as they awaited Odin's call, for it would be strength drawn from bonds enduring trials together, which shone brightest against darkness, closing ever near, signaling beckoning breaths, leading inevitably towards Ragnarok's tumultuous embrace awaiting at dawn's first light. Dawn broke over Valhalla. The grand hall stirred to life with anticipation for what lay ahead. And sensed a change in the air, an electric energy swirling among the fallen warriors who prepared to face their destiny. Odin's voice cut through the morning haze, resonant and commanding as he summoned them all for training. Warriors gathered, forming a circle around their Allfather, who stood tall and imposing at the center. His one eye sparkled with ancient knowledge, while the other remained hidden beneath a patch, an emblem of battles fought and sacrifices made. Each warrior felt an unspoken bond unite them. They were not just individuals, but part of something greater, each destined to play a role in Ragnarok. Sigrun moved gracefully among them, her presence calming yet invigorating. He watched as Fjordis stood with her shoulders squared and chin lifted high, a testament to her newfound courage among comrades. A fiery spirit within Fjordis burned brightly. She was ready to harness her skills alongside others equally brave. Odin began by outlining their training regimen. Their strengths would be tested against simulated foes crafted from shadows and light. He explained that every warrior must hone not only their combat skills, but also their minds. Strategy would be crucial when facing the giants of Jotunheim during Ragnarok. With a wave of his hand, Odin conjured ethereal illusions of fearsome creatures that sprang forth from nothingness, clawing beasts representing darkness lurking beyond Valhalla's shimmering gates. Warriors let out battle cries that echoed off stone walls, infused with valor, as they charged forward into this training gauntlet. Fjordis took a deep breath before leaping into action. She called upon memories from her last stand. The adrenaline coursed through her veins like fire, igniting every movement. She wielded her sword with fierce precision, striking at shadowy figures that danced away before quickly countering with swift blows. Observed intently, offering guidance tailored specifically for each warrior's strength and weaknesses. With gentle whispers filled with wisdom, she encouraged Fjordis to trust in herself while emphasizing balance and control amidst chaos. Each strike must flow seamlessly into another, dance between power and grace. Nearby stood fierce berserkers, whose wild energy created shockwaves across the hall as they clashed against imaginary foes. Roars of laughter mingling with battle cries formed an exhilarating symphony echoing throughout Valhalla's high. Feelings allowed herself a momentary smile, witnessing these bonds strengthen amidst shared trials. Camaraderie forged in adversity was invaluable preparation for what awaited them all. Time slipped away as day turned into dusk. Exhaustion began creeping into weary limbs, yet spirits soared higher than ever before. Odin called for rest and needed reprieve, after hours spent honing skills sharpened like blades awaiting battle's edge. They settled around fires, crackling softly under twilight's embrace. Joined Fjordis. Once more, it seemed now, was an opportune time for reflection on all that had transpired during this day, dedicated to preparing themselves for Ragnarok's inevitable approach. "Day you fought fiercely," Sigrun murmured softly beside Fjordis, who still buzzed with excitement from earlier clashes against shadowy adversaries. "Your spirit shines bright amongst these halls. Remember it well, for your strength will serve you when challenges arise." Fjordis nodded fervently, her eyes glistening like stars awakened after a long night's slumber, as she absorbed Sigrun's words wrapped carefully within soothing tones, meant solely to inspire confidence amid uncertainty looming ahead. "Backslash and we shall face whatever comes together," Fjordis promised quietly but resolutely. Slash and together. They shared stories whispered under starlit skies flickering overhead above Valhalla, tales spun around flames dancing brightly entwined in threads connecting pasts, lived fully across distant realms now converging here within. Sacred grounds set aside solely for those willing enough to rise again toward glory, awaiting beyond every shimmering corner, illuminated by flickering torchlight. Thus unfolded yet another chapter woven intricately between valorous hearts, finding solace together, even amidst encroaching darkness on horizons whispering promises, both foreboding yet brimming alive, full of undying hope, lingering steadfast eternally, until summoned forth once more by Odin himself, as the sun sank. Oh, the horizon, casting a warm glow across Valhalla. The great hall pulsed with an energy that was both electric and comforting. Long tables were laden with an abundance of food and mead, each dish a celebration of the brave lives lived by those gathered within these gilded walls. Floated gracefully through the hall, her ethereal presence a soothing balm for newly arrived souls who still grappled with their transition from life to this sacred afterlife. Atmosphere buzzed with laughter and tales being shared. Echoes of heroic deeds filled the air as warriors recounted their final moments in battle. Fjordis stood at the center of a small gathering, her spirit ignited by newfound camaraderie. With animated gestures, she brought her last stand to life, the ferocity of the clash ringing in her words like the chime of swords striking against one another. Round her, fellow fallen warriors leaned closer, captivated by each phrase that poured forth from Fjordis' lips. Of how she had been outnumbered, yet remained undaunted, her heart beating fiercely as she charged into chaos alongside her comrades. She recounted vivid moments, the sights and sounds of conflict. Her listeners felt their own memories emerge like specters, haunting the recesses of their minds. Sigrun observed this gathering with quiet pride, understanding deeply how crucial these bonds would be for what lay ahead during Ragnarok. Valhalla's embrace, They were not just individuals marked by death, but a united force readying themselves for destiny's call. Here, amidst shared stories spun from threads of valor and sacrifice, hope blossomed anew. With excitement coursing through them all, Fjordis concluded her tale, a vow spoken among allies, that they would rise together once more when Odin summoned them forth again. Cheers erupted throughout the hall as goblets clinked in celebration, a sweet sound reverberating against stone walls lined with memory. Rhea's radiant form glided through clusters of warriors, then her presence igniting admiration among those gathered. She raised her goblet high towards Fjordis, in acknowledgement of such inspiring tales being shared among kindred spirits destined for glory. There was a palpable shift in energy within Valhalla. After mingled with a sense of purpose now stronger than before, bonds forged here transcended mere moments. They whispered promises born from ancient oaths sworn long ago. Light continued its descent upon Asgard. Flickering torchlight danced joyfully upon faces transformed through connection, and kinship amidst fading shadows cast overhead. Songs filled with longing intertwined seamlessly under starlit skies as celebratory chants echoed softly off marble columns designed to cradle memories etched deep into time itself. Yet even amid revelry thrumming vibrantly around her, Sigrun felt something stir restlessly within, a gentle urge calling out for reflection on why these connections mattered most when confronted by fate's unyielding hand poised over them all. Determinedly resolved within herself, nurturing this camaraderie amongst these heroes awaiting Odin's beckoning would become essential, a fortification against uncertainty, looming ever nearer like dark clouds threatening stormy winds ahead, where it would surely be strength drawn, not merely from individual prowess, but rather resilience found only alongside trusted companions enduring trials together, which illuminated paths against encroaching darkness, preparing to envelop them at dawn's light, signaling Ragnarok's inevitable arrival. Thus unfurled an evening wrapped tightly in dreams spun from ancient lore, woven intricately through cups brimming with mead, while friendships flourished beneath soft candlelight illuminating hopes alive, despite shadows. Lurking close behind, an adventure awaited beyond every shimmering corner, bathed now in both glory and uncertainty, like all intertwined destinies set forth towards horizons untold, as the shadows lengthened and the stars began to twinkle. Like diamonds scattered across a velvet sky, Valhalla stood poised between past glories and future battles. Air was thick with anticipation as preparations intensified for Ragnarok, the ultimate confrontation that loomed ever closer. Floated among the warriors, her ethereal presence a soothing balm against the rising tide of uncertainty. Sensed the energy shifting, each fallen hero was grappling with their own destiny, yet together they formed an unbreakable bond, a tapestry woven from shared courage and indomitable spirits. Fjordis moved through the hall with newfound determination, her heart swelling with pride as she looked around at her fellow warriors. In quieter moments beneath starlit skies, Fjordis and Sigrun would share whispers filled with hope and reassurance. They often found a secluded spot under an ancient tree, whose gnarled branches stretched out like welcoming arms. Here, Fjordis would recount tales of her life before Valhalla, of laughter shared over ale in warm taverns, of friendships forged in battle alongside comrades who now joined her on this new journey. Listened intently as Fjordis spoke. It was important for these warriors to find peace within themselves amidst the chaos of their fates entwined. Valkyrie offered gentle wisdom wrapped in comforting words that echoed softly like lullabies against restless hearts. Your past does not define you. It is merely part of your story. Here in Valhalla, you have been gifted another chance to grow stronger, to embrace your destiny. Fjordis nodded thoughtfully at Sigrun's words, while gazing upward at constellations shimmering brightly overhead, the same stars that had witnessed countless battles fought beneath them throughout ages long gone. He felt herself draw strength from these celestial lights. They seemed to promise guidance, even when faced with uncertain futures. Each passing day, leading up to Ragnarok, solidified among those gathered within Valhalla's golden halls, spirits intertwined through shared experiences, bringing forth laughter mingled with tears shed for lives lost, yet never forgotten. They trained relentlessly under Odin's watchful eye during daylight hours, practicing strategies meant to enhance their combat skills. They also took solace in quiet evenings, spent reminiscing about victories won and lessons learned along paths walked previously. There existed something magical about sharing stories, the way memories would ignite flickers of joy or pain, alike rippling through hearts, connected by understanding deeper than mere words could convey. Fjordis discovered resilience blossoming within every tale told. She saw reflected back not only her own spirit, but those familiar echoes resonating throughout all, who gathered here together inside this sacred sanctuary. As twilight deepened into night's embrace, and fires crackled softly casting dancing shadows upon stone walls, Fjordis turned toward Sigrun, once more seeking affirmation as uncertainty crept back in again, despite surrounding. Radiating among comrades nearby. "You think we are truly ready?" she asked quietly, eyes searching those vibrant depths held within Sigrun's gaze, brimming over centuries' worth of wisdom, forged amid timeless trials, transcending mortal lives altogether. Smiled gently, though knowing well how burdensome such questions weighed heavily upon brave souls preparing for inevitable conflict. Head readiness comes not solely from skill alone. He explained, softly brushing aside lingering doubt, while allowing both comfort and clarity emerge like dawn breaking after dark nights endured endlessly, before reaching final resolutions sought afterward. It lies equally within our hearts united, we stand firm together against whatever may come. With newfound resolve igniting brighter than any flame dancing around them, still flickering alive outside Valhalla's gilded doors, even amidst encroaching darkness casting foreboding shadows threatening hope itself, it became clear. Camaraderie formed during joyous celebrations surrounding feasts mirrored strength, gained through adversity faced shoulder to shoulder upon blood-soaked battlegrounds awaiting return, once summoned forth again by Odin himself, thus unfolded. Another layer woven intricately between fallen heroes, gathering strength, anew forging destinies intertwined amid challenges, standing resolutely side by side, readying themselves collectively towards impending fate awaiting just beyond. Horizons beckoning them all forth into eternity, where legends awaited rebirth, forged anew against dusk, fading slowly into dawn, heralding triumphs, yet unwritten echoing eternally throughout realms, long after Ragnarok had passed into memory.